I don't know what happened. Anyway, back again. Still a little bit of that headache on this side, the left side. Um, but per usual, we gonna push through. Take me through that. 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 And your ancestors done took you through some bullshit. They done took you through that. Took you through that. Okay. Now you good. You don't. You don't went through. You don't went through that. You don't went through that. We went through that. We went through that. Look at us. Okay? And we learned the lesson. You're talking more grounded. You're feeling more grounded. You understand that it's not in vain. Now you can sing that song and really mean it. It's not all in vain. It's not all in vain. 'Cause up the road is eternal gain. Mm-mm-mm. Am I wasting my time? Mm-mm. Can the clock be rewound? Have I let my light shine? Have I made 99? I think I made up those lyrics. It's something like that. Them lines is in there in some kind of way. May not be per se, but they in there some kind of way. You feel me? Bars. I know y'all caught that rhyme. I know y'all caught that rhyme. Like, rap of the year. Give it to me. Period. Period, poo. Okay. No. Period, poo. I don't even know what the rest of the card says. I just read the first two words and it says internal growth. That's what you're given. That's what you're given. That's what we're given. But it says internal growth demands external shifts as well. Right? Your spirit team is moving you right on along. Okay? Oh, and along and out of some relationships. That's what the previous two readings been preparing us for. There's been a lot of readings and it's been repetitive. You know what I'm saying? But, spirit had to trick us a little bit, make you think you're coming out some stuff. Just to keep you motivated. You know what I'm saying? Because in order to help you not to in order to help you become better and not bitter. I think I said that last time and my enunciation wasn't where it needed to be, so I don't know if you heard me right. But like I've been saying to people, I'm determined to be better, and not bitter. No matter what I go through, I'm determined to be better, better, and not bitter. And that's automatically comes with, it's automatic that you're going to learn the lesson if that is how you see things and approach things, period. Manifesting and acting on your vision. And because you refuse to be bitter, because you are so pig-headed about becoming better and not bitter, you're manifesting just that. You are better. You are better. You are better. Because you acted on that. And now you're about to experience some external shifts. And that could be in the people around you, lovers, families, an actual shift or movement. Okay? And so people feel you leaving because the next card is saying, oh, they're going to try to pull you back in, baby. But we already know per previous read that the banana in the tailpipe joint ain't working. Their usual tricks ain't working no more because you've become better. You see them. You see through. You know their games. It says they know exactly what they need to do to keep you stuck so you come back to them again. And they're going to do it. They are. But it's not going to work because you've gone through a rebirth. Okay? They're doing tricks that worked on the old you. You've been reborn. It's a completely new you. Yet, not only that, you're taking the lessons from before. Hindsight is 20/20. So in this reincarnation of yourself, which that's what, when it comes to reincarnation, people feel like it's just that one reincarnation after a physical death. But we experience multiple reincarnations because we have ego deaths consistently. We die in a lot of ways to ourselves in order to elevate, to evolve, and to grow and to ascend. We have to die to some things. We have to let some things go. Bag lady, you gon' hurt your back. I let some of those bags go. Dragging all those bags like that. I bet nobody ever told you all that you hold on to is you. Oh yes, it's true. One day all them bags gon' get in your way. One day all those bags gon' get, and they were getting in your way. The day has come. The day has come and gone. They had gotten away, and you was like, oh. And you tiptoed your little ass about that. Okay? And now Spirit is about to light up your life. About to light up your life. Put your lighters up. Pull your flashlights out on your phone. Your ancestors, your spirit guides is about to light up your life. It's about to light up your life. Let them light up your life. Let them light up your life. I don't know where all this Jamaican accent and shit coming from. But let it light up your life. I don't know if that's a song, if we just made that. Okay? I might need to write it. Light up your life. Let your ancestors light up your life. They about to light up your life. Let your ancestors light up your life. Hey, they about to light up your life. Your ancestors about to light up your life. Come on. Sing it. Take it with you. And sing that throughout the day. Light up my life. My ancestors better light up my life. Hey, light up my life. My ancestors better light up my life. They got us. You know what I'm talking about? You feel me? They got us. All right, so I'm just gonna lay out a couple clarifiers. Bottom of the deck is single-minded focus. Okay, that's how people see you. They see you as single. You focused. They not about to run that same old ass play on you. Okay, it says develop intense focus and discipline that can guide through life and death struggles, and that's exactly what you did. You became single-minded, focused, and like I said, that's how they see you, and that has allowed you to develop the focus and discipline necessary, right, to guide you through life and death struggles. In this situation that you have just been guided out of, your ancestors done light up the way through, and you obeyed and walked your little happy ass. You followed the light. Okay, it was a life or death situation. It was about to stifle your spiritual commitment. It was about to distract you and delay you from what you came here to do. And Spirit have to come in. Period. It says it leads to spiritual mastery. Okay? It says focus wisely. Allows you to focus wisely. It says remove focus from negative self-talk and use your focus for spiritual evolution. And that's what you did. That's what the fuck you did. It says develop mental discipline. That's what you did. Previous read, the bottom of the deck was mental transformation. We went through a mental transformation that has walked us into mental discipline, because now hindsight is 2020. You can see all this shit. You can see it for what the fuck it was. And now the banana in the tailpipe ain't working no more. Those old tricks ain't working, because why? We have been reborn. Okay? We've gone through the rebirth, which was tragic. It was painful. It was bloody. It was messy. Being the birthing process in real life is messy, cuz it's messy. It's painful. But you get through it. And we got through it. So now is the time to kind of be in your own energy as all of those energies begin to settle. I know we've been in that area. I think the previous read that spoke about it was just forecasting now. You know what I'm saying? And it's actually manifesting. It's becoming real. It's becoming more solidified in the 3D realm. It's starting to solidify itself. It was a little mushy thing, kind of like a newborn baby, and now it's starting to grow its bone. It has begun to grow their real bones. They don't have baby teeth no more. You know, your spirit self now has its full grown teeth where you can eat some meat and not just, you know what I'm saying, drink milk. Okay? Did I read everything on this card? It says go within, look at self clearly. And that's what the fuck we've done. That's why we can walk with our head held a little bit higher, shoulders back, chest out, and singing shit with our full chest, doing whatever the fuck we do with our full chest, singing with our full chest, dancing with our full chest, writing with our full chest, creating art, painting with our full chest. Okay? Nail teching, putting on acrylics with our full chest. Cuz full chest. It says power lies in walking the middle road. We're not too far to the left, thinking we big and high and mighty. We ain't too far to the right, where we think we the scum of the earth. No, we learn to find that middle ground. Just like, come on. I just listened to the song today and kind of had it on repeat, but she was like, I don't sink, I don't swim, I just float. I don't sink, I don't swim, I just float. And that shit, I heard that line and it hit me completely different. Hell, it's actually the first time I really heard it. Like, you know, I probably heard it, but I ain't hear it. Have you ever been loved like I love you? Been touched like I've touched you? Been held like I held you? Been heard like I hear you? Okay? Things are just going to another level. And that's what some people going, you know, people that you don't have to walk away from because they didn't want to value you. They gonna realize that they ain't never been loved like you loved them, held like you held them, touched like you've touched them. It's some more lines to that song, but I can't think of it. I think it's a Wale song. It's a beautiful song. Beautiful song. Makes me want to go down the Wale rabbit hole. And it kind of, I feel kind of sucky because I'm like, dang, Why I didn't get on to the Wale train while he was popular, but it was just wasn't my time. You know what I'm saying? You know, you come across things when you're supposed to come across it. It clicks when it's supposed to click. And we may feel like, damn, like we could have been pivotal to keeping these people afloat, or they're if we'd have paid attention to them then, they would have been big stars. But everything happens for a reason. And so the little coins I may send him now, if I do go down the rabbit hole, he may need it more now than he did then. You know what I'm talking about? You feel me? So my awakening happened when it was supposed to happen, and I bring more people to him or not. But anyway, and then so we're gonna get one more card for clarifiers. But the bottom of the deck, we have removal of parasites, worms, and also etheric attachments and etheric parasites. Okay, so the previous read we talked about hooks, right? Etheric hooks. This has been coming out a lot, so I think this is more about, but it could be both. It could be physical and it could be spiritual. So no matter what you eat these days, especially if you're not like vegan or vegetarian or something like that, you may have parasites or something in your body. So this is a good quantum code for that. And it's on both ends. 9 times out of 10, you can have parasites, physically and spiritually. But as the collective are moving through our different levels of evolution, we are learning to rid ourselves, pull those hooks out. It's been painful, but necessary, and just like parasites and worms that's in your stomach, they hook up in there. You gotta get them out, and your body may go through ascension symptoms, and it's painful, just like the headaches. They may, I don't feel it anymore. It has gone. It's lifted, but there has been times where I have headaches every day for 2 to 3 weeks, and it's off and on, and sometimes it's so intense it draws all of my energy out of it, drains all of the energy out of me. But again, I know that it's ascension symptoms. I know what it is. And any other, if you tell people about it, they may be like, you need to go to the doctor. No, if you know, you know. Okay, if you don't know, then go and take your ass to the doctor and let them tell you they don't know what's going on. So it's not much that they can do, but at least you have that confirmation. And then perhaps they will be able to prescribe you something that can help. But at the same time, do they know spiritually what's going on? And what they prescribe you, will it pull you out of your spiritual frequency? And then you really lost in it's not libido. It's not. I don't think it's purgatory too. What's that little middle ground? I think it starts with an L. I don't know. But I feel like it's like a holding space, but a torturous holding space. Limbo. Is it limbo? Because when I think limbo, I'm thinking going under the little stick, and I don't know. It's something like that. Something like that. So that's the quantum code card. The code is 33 37 899. So you can write that on yourself, on your person, on your body, anywhere. You can write it on a cup of water, drink it, write, burn, and release it. Get creative with the quantum code. So you can write it down on some piece of paper and put it under your pillow. Like whatever comes to mind, whatever you feel like is a good idea. On how to use them, then do so. All right, I do see the secrecy card here in reverse. This is just random cards at this point. If you hear me mention any other cards from this deck, anyway, all of the main players are out. Everything else is just confirmation of clarity or for clarity. But a lot of people see you as mysterious now. A lot of people that had open-ended access to you now see you as someone that is mysterious, and that is their karma. It's justice playing out in your favor, because they didn't treat you the way they were supposed to treat you. The secrecy card is a number 44. You are really grounded with your full chest. Okay? Grounded. 4-4. You grounded. Poo. Period, poo. Okay, so clarifying internal growth demands an external shift. We got the King of Swords coming out here. This could represent an older masculine figure. This could be also people seeing you as someone that makes mind over heart decisions. You're no longer coddling. This is someone that just don't play no games. No nonsense. But it could also, again, represent someone in your life that is a liar. Big king liar ass energy. You know what I'm saying? So, again, this is clarifying external growth demands an external shift. You are shifting away from these type of people. Okay? Period. And this makes sense coming out with the King of Swords, because they know how to play mind games. And again, it's in reverse. You might be dealing with someone, again, you're dealing with someone that know how to play mind games. They know what to do. They know exactly what they need to do to keep you stuck. So you come back to them. Playing psychological games. But again, you've outgrown that energy. It says assistance with removal of psychological programming. Okay, and again, that kind of goes with the etheric attachments and parasites. This person they had this King of Swords energy and was able to, hook you, and make with attachments and parasites, and also psychological programming that keeps you, with a blind enthusiasm. This is the next card to clarify. You know what I'm saying? Keep you not paying attention to you, but blindly following them and wanting them. You have tunnel vision on them, But again, you have grown eternally, and now shifts are happening. You're shifting beyond this energy. They kept you ungrounded, kept your nervous system all worked up to where you were jumping from plan to plan. It says, idealistically jumping from plan to plan, not thinking things through and hurting others or self in the process. It says make decisions with eyes fully open. You are shifting so that you will be making decisions now with your eyes fully open, and never infringing or forcing reality or becoming self-centered. You found that middle ground, as we spoke about earlier. The quantum code for the assistance with removal of psychological programming. This is a long one, so get ready. And remember, the spaces do matter. It's 113 space 585 9,623 4,515. Hello? Okay. So this person played psychological games because, again, King of Swords in reverse, this person was very intelligent. Okay, they may have had a psychology degree. You know what I'm talking about? You know, or even they just had natural abilities in doing so because they grew up on the streets, or you know, maybe had some swindlers as parents in the stock market or in politics, because people like to think that only people that have bad morals, or assume that people have shit. The people on the streets have better morals than people in politics and in business and in the stock market and shit. I was literally having this conversation with my homeboy. There's a thing as in something like, no, not on Sunday or whatever. Don't we don't include women and kids. But when you got politics and what you call it, where they fucking on the kids. You know what I'm saying? Trafficking the women. So politics is more ruthless than the street life. Way more ruthless. There's more character in the street life than it is corporately. Clock it. Clock it. All right, so clarifying, manifesting, and acting on your vision. We have long-term goals. Period. In the upright. 45. We just saw 44. You grounded, and now you about to go after your long-term goals and make them a reality. You're manifesting them because you're acting the part. You are using your imagination, and you feel it with every ounce of your being. You know what I'm saying? And you're gonna manifest it by just imagining it and acting as if you're manifesting and acting on your vision, whatever it is that you want to achieve. You're seeing the bigger picture. It's this elevation of Earth through genetic projects. You being able to hold space for that. You've been able to change your DNA to become, to align, to shapeshift into who you want to become. Okay, so the card clarifying that is situations where parents push their children to excel or perform in some way. For the child to endure this suffering with resilience and strength, and for the pushing to abate. Okay, so I mean, this kind of gave a little bit of childhood trauma where, you know, your parents want this, you know, and they come out with the Two of Cups in reverse, and it doesn't necessarily only have to be designated to, you know, parents that push you. It could be, you know, friendships, relationships, and, you know, societal norms and such that, you know, push humanity to say, oh, well, if you're not at this particular point in your life, then you're childish, you're behind, you're this, you're that. And you have grown to the point where it's like, I don't care what you think, I'm going to go at my own pace. And, you know, and parents may try to push their children to do certain things, but they're just not ready. It's not that they won't ever step into that energy. Just now at that particular time is they're not going to reach it. It's just not where they're supposed to go in their journey. Allow things to unfold, but people keep trying to force shit. They don't leave space for the magic. They don't leave space for spirituality, you know? And so that can cause trauma with someone trying to achieve something that they just simply don't have they simply just don't have the tools to get it, to do it. It's like telling someone with no legs to jump, no arms to reach over there and grab your coat. Like, how gaslighting, disrespectful, inconsiderate, tone deaf, blind, I guess it in some kind of way, is that? And to sit there and look at them and wait for them to do it. But that's some of the things that people ask of children, and they just simply don't know. Just imagine the turmoil that they experience. You don't have to imagine it, because maybe at some point you felt that in some way, shape, form, or fashion. It may not be, of course, like, per se, to the T, verbatim what I just explained, but you don't feel the pressure anymore. So I feel like this quantum code is for you not to feel the pressure, to know that you can achieve it at your own pace and at your own in your own timing, but to let go of the expectations. And that really makes sense now that I go back and look at the other clarifier, long-term goals. People have been trying to force you and making you feel like a child, making you feel immature, making you feel like a bum because you haven't reached certain milestones. And you just wasn't meant to get there until later in life, until your 40s, 30s, late 30s, or so on and so forth. But society will tell you that you're behind, that you're lazy, that you're irresponsible. But that could be further from the truth. But you may have those people come along and throw that in your face to make you feel. But again, it's not working anymore. Okay? I didn't give the quantum code for that, but the quantum code for this card is 15. For the pushing to abate, 15, 28, 051. First card to clarify, they know exactly what they need to do to keep you stuck so you can come back to them again, is delusion of control. Delusion of control. Simply put, this is what they need to overcome, what they need to get over. You know what I'm saying? And it can help. It says healing severe trauma and the pushing from childhood, from those relationships of loved ones, can leave you with severe trauma. Can make you feel powerless, worthless. But you don't have to give in to those pushes. You don't have to give in to, wow. Wow, I love these clarifiers. I love them. You know what I'm saying? Because that type of energy will leave you with resentment towards yourself, towards life, just make you bitter, and you're really gonna forget about your spiritual commitment. But the quantum code is to lift resentment and to exchange it with the vibration of peace. That's what that's what you have now that you have overcome the delusion of control. 36, which reduces to a 9. 9 is completion. You're done with that. And with you having a deeper understanding of that delusion of control, you are healing severe trauma. But again, there's people around you, delusion of control. They think they know, okay? They think they know exactly what will, at one point they did, but they don't anymore. You've outgrown them. You've been reborn, rebirthed, so it doesn't work. They know exactly what they need to do to keep you stuck. That's their delusion of control. That's a trauma response. But you forgive them for they know not. You are now able to see the bigger picture, and so you pity them more then you are angry. And so you can let go with the love. You can let go without regrets because you know you gave it everything you had. Okay, the delusion of control card says illusion of control from the ego, feeling powerless. It says impossible. It's impossible to control people and conditions. We got to understand that. It says you need to heal the need to control. This is someone that needs to heal the need to control. Of course, these people think they know what to do to keep you stuck. You need to heal the need to control and to surrender. Let go to the wise flow of the universe. Right? So, this is for those people that have experienced that type of abuse and may have been victim of it, but now you're rising and exchanging that resentment. You're alchemizing that resentment. You're alchemizing it into a vibration of peace. Period. And we have the Eight of Cups. Walking away. Walking away. Walking away from these people. How messy is that? The Eight of Cups, the literal walk away card, clarifying they know exactly what to do to keep you stuck, but you walking the fuck away. I mean, they don't know, right? Messy. You walking back looking at them laughing like, oh, that was cute. Let me pinch your cheek. You tried it. You tried it again. You ain't got no new tricks, you dumb whore. You dumb whore, that's all you got. You don't have anything else because you're stuck. You're stuck on the level that I've outgrown. And I wanted to bring you with me, but you didn't want to come. Oh, poor baby. Poor baby. Okay, so the quantum code for lifting resentment. And I literally thought about that today. You know, this was a download that I got. Usually when we talk about projection, we talk about how people project negative things onto us. But just like when it comes to, just like, you know, I got the revelation that people pleasing is manipulation as well. I got that download years, way before people started talking about it. I'm just going to say that. But it was such a polarizing idea or concept that I didn't really say it out loud. But anyway, just like people can project negatively on us, we can project positivity on other people. We can, and that you know, can equate to, you know, seeing the potential in someone. But we got to understand, so we understand that concept in regards to potential, falling in love with potential. We all know that that is a high risk and that you should never fall in love with potential. Yes, they're going to get there, but they're going to get there in their own time, and you're trying to force it to happen faster just because you see it. It's kind of like, it's that trauma, putting that trauma on a young child, except you're doing it with an adult, so it's their inner child. But yet and still, you trying to project integrity on someone, or trying to project a love so that they could choose you, perhaps, is only going to leave you with resentment. And you may start to act out and punish this person for not living up to the projection that they weren't ready to embody just yet, or they may never embody. And whenever they're supposed to embody it, they're going to embody it, and it may not be with you. 9 times out of 10, it's probably not going to be with you. But if that does happen, you shouldn't have regrets like, oh, that could have been me. No, that's their life, that's their journey. If you were supposed to be a part of that, you would have been. Just like when it comes to the unfinished business card that came out in a previous read. We need to get rid of the shoulda, coulda, wouldas. There's no such thing as shoulda, coulda, woulda. If it was supposed to happen, it would have happened when it was in your vicinity. It didn't, so let that shit go. You're holding on to stuff that you should have let go a long time ago. That was the first card out in the previous read too. You done held on to something way past its expiration date. I forgot how the card worded it, but it's time for you to let that shit go. And you trying to punish this person for not living up to the illusions and your imaginations, or for not living up to your prophetic vision because you want to be a part of it. That's you acting out of ego. You know what I'm saying? And so the chosen people have to learn as well some of the same lessons that people who use their spiritual gifts for negative gain. You have to learn the same lessons, but just on the other side of the spectrum, right? And that's when we learn to find that middle ground. I don't know if I made my point with the projection theme, projecting positivity. But that can be, like I said, that could be just as, damaging, just on the other end of the spectrum, which doesn't make it any better or worse than the other person. Again, so that goes back to us not seeing anything as good or bad. It's just part of creation. It's just something that we have to experience to get to the lesson. All right? And to find that middle ground. And to find that balance, that yin yang balance. You need a tinge of it all every so often. And as things flow, you may play the villain, and the wheel's going to keep turning, and then you play the hero. It alternates. It's a cycle. But you have cycles, and then you evolve, and then there's another cycle, and you evolve, but you're still going to end up playing both roles at some point. It's just part of creation. It's the fire, the chi, the life force, the electricity that keeps things moving and chugging along. Hope that makes sense. Hell, I don't even know if it makes sense to me. Nevertheless, quantum code for lifting resentment is 22, 21, 568. Okay? But you are receiving justice, as we have on the bottom of the deck here. Justice from these people who were trying to manipulate you, that put negative psychological programming into you, try to put spells on you so that you become attached to them, parasites, hooks in you so that they could drain your energy. We have the Knight of Swords coming out. You know, creating conflict in your life, keeping your nervous system in an uproar. That way you can never really be grounded. You know what I'm saying? Had you blind to their ways. But look at that. I just pulled out the Emperor, baby. But you're moving beyond that. Internal growth demands an external shift. We had the Eight of Cups come out. You're walking away. The Emperor, okay? King of Kings. Got this funky ass little King of Swords, but we got the King of Kings. I could see if it was like a King of Pentacles. So for me, I feel like the Pentacle suit, when they get to the highest, the Queen and the King, they can shape shift into the Emperor or the Empress. It's like, you know what I'm saying, AKA type ass shit. But he ain't even a King of Pentacles. It's the King of Swords. But you King of Kings, male or female. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? And that's the card of making executive decisions. But at this point, I don't even feel like it's an executive decision. I don't think it's a hard decision for you to make. You know what I'm saying? Five of Cups in reverse. You're not in regret over spilt milk. You knew the milk had to be spilt. It was good that it was spilt. Maybe there was some poison in it. Maybe it was a bug in it. Maybe that was the cup of milk that was going to make you become lactose intolerant. And you did something before you could, you know what I'm saying, you did some spiritual work and reprogrammed your genetic makeup, and now that's not even, I don't know, y'all. But anyway, we got the Five of Cups in reverse, and then we have the Five of Wands coming out here. Competition, arguments, okay? And on top of it came out on top of the Knight of Swords, which is arguments and shit too. You know what I'm saying? But that just means that you're not afraid. And it's in the upright, so it's in the positive, I feel. And that means you're not trying to avoid conflict. You're in this Emperor energy. You're not avoiding conflict anymore. You're facing things for what it is. You're not ignoring what's right in front of you any longer, period. You're standing your ground and you're fighting. You're setting healthy boundaries and you're standing behind them. No matter how much of a fight that people may try to put up. You're not afraid to, again, to address the conflict head on. Before you would avoid the conflict and allow them to mosey around your boundaries. You're not doing that anymore. And that's what's going to get your wheel moving forward for you with the Wheel of Fortune coming out. It's going to get the Wheel of Fortune turning in your favor, right? And you're no longer going to be wish fulfillment for a narcissist. You're not going to be a narcissistic person's supply anymore. Energy vampires supply anymore. You're not doing it. Because you don't need to be accepted by them. You wanted to be a part of something so bad that you put yourself in situations that delayed you, distracted you. Let that shit go and go at it alone. You got your spirit team. That's all you need. You got your higher self, your Ori. That's what you need to be connecting with, working with at this time. Stop worrying about external shit. Because all of that is shifting anyway because of the internal growth that you've experienced that has got you over this hump. That internal growth is your connection to your higher self and your spirit team. Putting your spiritual tools to work for you. So stay on that path at this time and everything else will follow. Free your mind and your ass will follow. Free your mind and your external will follow. Internal growth demands an external shift. The external will follow. All right, family, that's the message. Hope that helped in some way, shape, form, or fashion. I love you all, and until next time. Until next time. I think that's the right way. Peace.